We're in Seattle, Washington, and we're on the Ovation of the Seas. So it's the Sailaway for our 7-night cruise up to Alaska on the Ovation of the Seas. This was kind of a unique experience for us because this is the first time that we've done a cruise like this, and this kind of weather, this kind of environment, this type of destination, etc. All of our previous cruises have always been in the Caribbean. So, we would typically leave out of Miami or Fort Lauderdale, or most of the time it was actually out of Port Canaveral because we're in Orlando, Florida, and that's the closest. We did do one cruise where we started where the port to the port that you leave and you come back to was San Juan, Puerto Rico. That was a Southern Caribbean cruise. But all of those were the kind of the warmer weather, the Florida where it's golf season all year round kind of thing, and of course Puerto Rico's going to be hot all year round. This was kind of totally the opposite. This is Seattle, the Northwest. This was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, and it's kind of overcast. Thankfully it wasn't raining, but considering where we're at and where we're going, this was just a completely different kind of environment for us. And this is essentially the Sailaway out of Seattle, but it just had a different feel that we're used to. You do the Caribbean cruises out of Florida, and the Sailaway party is, it's sunny and it's hot, whatever, and there's a band, kind of playing on deck, and everybody's in bathing suits and this and that. And this was just kind of more subdued. The layout of the ship was different. No band that I could see. It was just kind of a different environment. Not bad, just different for us. And that was kind of part of the attraction for this cruise, was to see the Quantum class ship with the North Star and just this layout. So it was pretty cool. Just different for us, but definitely pretty cool. There are probably some people that would prefer this class of ship over like the Oasis that we like. But this is essentially our Sailaway coming out of Seattle. So we're still up on deck 15, which is really the only upper deck area where you can just walk around and really see the surroundings. There's a little bit down on deck 14 in the solarium in the forward. You can see a little bit there, but deck 15 is really where you have to be if you just want to kind of walk around and take in the sights as you're pulling away, or you're coming into port, or whatever. If you are enjoying the video so far, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever a new video is posted. So a lot of the footage in this vlog series is coming from a combination of different cameras. There I am looking kind of goofy with my hat on and holding the new Canon camcorder that I bought. You see how visible that thing is. I've mentioned in some of the other videos about walking around up on deck holding that big obvious camcorder and trying not to look like I'm actually recording when that's what I'm doing, and I have to get better at just owning that. But we used GoPros, GoPro 7s. My wife was shooting some video on her Pixel cell phone. You know, a lot of different sources for this, trying to capture everything, you know, as much as possible. One thing that's unique about my channel is I take the opposite approach than most people. You'll see a lot of videos on YouTube where they'll go on an entire 7-night cruise and they'll try to boil the entire vacation down to a 10 to 15 minute, you know, sort of tour of the ship, and that's all you get. And I do the opposite. I record so much footage on a cruise that it takes me like until the next cruise to get all the footage out, you know, from the previous one. You know, so like this cruise right here was August of 2019. Our next cruise that we know of is going to be July of 2020. I hope to still be releasing video footage from this cruise by the time we go on the next one, because we record so much footage to go into the level of detail that most other people don't go into. So just a little sort of side note about how I sort of view the channel and approach it. And so whenever we're on one of these cruises, we're pretty much just recording video almost nonstop. So trying to capture as much detail as possible to give you ideas for if you're planning a cruise, or just if you're curious about travel, or just curious about the location or the ship, or just for whatever the reason is. So nice video here of downtown Seattle. You see Mount Rainier kind of poking around there in the background. So here we are. Maria, of course, obviously filming. There's me walking in. This is the indoor pool area, kind of deck 14 and deck 15 together. It's a pretty neat feature because the weather can be total crap outside, and you can be indoors in an, you know, temperature-controlled swimming pool area. And here we are. This is the spa area. So deck 15 right here, and the gym is up on deck 16 forward. So kind of a good place in terms of like being able to work out and kind of look out in front of the ship, you know, and see what we're, you know, see the scenery. So it's kind of a cool area. Plenty of room up on deck 16 for the gym. Lots of equipment. You're going to see that I think later on in some of the footage where we kind of go up there and really spend some time. But right now, just still kind of walking around, hanging out. I think here we're down on deck 14. So visiting the pool bar over here for a second. This area definitely, you could feel that temperature change sometimes depending on when you would come in here, because with all that glass, and, you know, with all the glass closed, it traps that heat. So it actually makes it comfortable if you're going to go swimming and everything, and you can smell that chlorine. So it's a pretty cool area to come in, and you just feel like it's almost like if you ever went to a YMCA and they had like an indoor swimming pool. It kind of reminds you of that. You know, it has that same smell in the air, the temperature and everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you gave it a like. To see more content like this, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever a new video is posted.